A few acres of snow. François-Marie Arouet. You might know him better as Voltaire, the French writer and philosopher. If you don't recognize the name, he's the one with the luscious hair. Well, one of them anyway. There's an urban legend in Canada, especially Quebec, that Voltaire wasn't a fan of the country, calling the territory quelques arpents de neige, or a few acres of snow. He had no idea why France was so attached. At first glance, it seems like an ignorant, or even arrogant take, but the Enlightenment thinker based this on 3 premises. Voltaire was most active during the mid-18th century. Canada, or New France, as it was known at the time, was under heavy threat by the more numerous and powerful British colonies in North America. At the start of the French and Indian War, which saw the British and French duke it out on the East Coast, there were 60,000 French settlers to the Brits' 2 million. Because of this, Voltaire saw no reason to even try to defend the region. Why waste all that money, only to lose it eventually anyway? Better to spend the funds on surer investments in their West Indian colonies. Yeah, Canada. Kind of was under snow for 8 months of the year. Voltaire thought, what's the point of keeping it? Okay. So the last point is a bit reckless. Voltaire mistakenly believed Canada's economic output was mainly from the fur trade, but that take was outdated by almost 100 years. New France only had a population of around 3,000 in the mid-1600s, so they multiplied by about 20 times. Settlements had been around for hundreds of years at this point, and the region was economically sound with many different industries. That being said, Voltaire's other points did ring true. The Brits did what the Brits do, and took Quebec City in 1759 at the Plains of Abraham. In 1760, Montreal fell, and 3 years later, the war was finished with King George in control. The French ended up only controlling a few sugarcane-producing locations in the Antilles and a couple of fishing islands. But who got the last laugh really? Both states were now in debt, and England's raising of taxes was a direct catalyst to the American Revolution. While in France they had to deal with a little revolution of their own, just the very next decade. Maybe Voltaire was right all along. But remember that urban legend? A few acres of snow? Well, our pal Voltaire didn't actually say that. It was a quote from his novel Candide, in which 2 characters are discussing the ongoing war in the New World. You know, that these 2 nations are at war about a few acres of snow, somewhere around Canada, and that they are spending on this beautiful war more than all Canada is worth. So that was just a tall tale? A line from a book of fiction? This whole thing was just a big misunderstanding. Oh. Thanks for watching Made in History.